Good morning traders, or good afternoon, 27th of September 2016, Crispin here from FX Algo Trader. This is another update for v4.0 StatArb Opulent customers. I've introduced a new feature which I alluded to in the other videos. It's called STD Boost. What that does is, you can see here, let me just put the interface somewhere where it's not going to get in the way. So we've got a whole series of charts running on the M30 time frame, and we've just got a trade which has been opened here on, you can see it's saying ARB, Aussie dollar, US dollar, so we know it's the Aussie dollar US chart, and the chart ID ends 5846. So if we go to this Aussie dollar chart here, we can see it ends in 5846, and you can see here we've got a synthetic pair being traded, which is Euro Kiwi dollar, and you can see I've used an STD multiple of 0.1. And what I've done, if you look here, the actual opposite band, reversion target's an opposite band, which is, the lower trigger is obviously noticeably further away from the mean than the actual upper trigger level. And the way we've achieved this is by using this new feature called STD Boost. And what I do is I can show you how that works now we've got an active trade open. So if we go to STD controls, you can see a little spinner here called STD Boost, and by adjusting this STD Boost value, you can see the STD, the lower trigger level, effectively moving as I tune this STD Boost figure. You can see it basically moving further, closer and closer towards the mean, and we don't want to be too greedy here. So what I've done is I want to make sure that where the spread has been in the past intersects the STD, this lower trigger level, which I can control using the STD Boost value. And you can see here that as we push the lower trigger level further away from the mean, the reversion potential up here gets larger and larger. And so based upon this continued falling trend, we would anticipate that this spread would then converge upon the mean and then come back down and then start to walk this lower band again like you've seen earlier on. And if we look at the Euro Kiwi dollar chart on the M30 time frame, you can see pretty much our trade here was opened at 11 o'clock pretty much in 3 seconds. And if we just see where that was on the chart here, on this candle here, and we basically got a fill at 1.54053, so let's just draw a line on that. 1.5405. So that's our entry point, which is exactly what we're looking for, because we can see this downtrend, and so we're effectively trying to sell the rally in the downtrend. We've seen price action carry on in this sort of downward channel for certainly quite a long time, since the 26th of September or so yesterday, and we're anticipating this trend is going to resume and then carry on working its way down. So this STD Boost function allows you to be quite clever with the way you set the system up. So let's see if we can have another look at some. So in this particular example here, we're looking at dollar yen and euro yen, give us a synthetic pair of the euro dollar. And what we'd be looking for here effectively is to try and pick up entries where, I mean, it looks like generally a falling trend. So I've tuned the STD multiple to pick up these areas where the spread touches this upper trigger level. But on the chart, on the interface, if I go down to our STD Boost value, that's 1.8. So as soon as a trade gets opened, if it gets opened on the short side, so you're basically coming off this upper band here, and you get a trade being executed, the lower trigger level will automatically or dynamically adjust to suit or fit this STD Boost value, which is exactly what you've seen here on the Aussie dollar chart. So you can see once the trade gets opened, using a very tight STD multiple to get these triggers off this upper trigger level here, to get these trades being opened, and then we're using a much larger or a lower trigger level, which is much further away from the actual mean, in order to try and pick up more pips when hopefully the spread basically continues its voyage or journey back into trend. So that's what we're doing here, and then looking again at this chart. So that's our entry level there. We've got a stop set as well, so let's just have a look at our stop loss. We're set at 54261. So let's draw that on our chart, 1.54261. So that arguably is a bit close to, it's inside the channel which we've set up using this trend line here. So not ideal perhaps, so you may want to take a discretionary approach on that and perhaps move that stop a little bit higher to somewhere outside the channel. So I mean, obviously you could easily do that programmatically by actually increasing the synthetic stop loss in points, so something slightly higher. That's your call, but I use 20 pips in this trade, but obviously you can then adjust that subsequently after it's been opened. So there you go, just an example of this new STD Boost facility. So I'm going to basically rebuild all the installers and upload that to the license management area, where you can download it and play around with it as you see fit. Actually, funny enough, as we're talking, you can see the price action getting a little bit close to this stop loss level here, so I am going to move it to, there you go. So that's moved our stop sort of out of harm's way, it reduces the probability of it being hit, and hopefully will give us our position a bit more room to breathe. And with assuming the trend remains intact, hopefully we'll start to see this trade work its way back down into profit, and then onto an exit, which will be defined by this low trigger channel here. Of course, if you see trades which are working and picking up plenty of pips, you can lock profit in. So if your trade is say $5, $10, $15 up and you want to lock some profit in, you can just go to the profit locker in the system and then set a value on that. So you just go to the interface, go profit locking, make sure you select the correct chart, and then if you want to start locking in profit at say $10 or whatever it might be, just add that value in there and you're good to go. So that is the new feature, STD Boost. Gives you a little bit more control over your entries and exits and allows you to be a bit more creative with trying to drive out more profit from these reversion type trades. Thanks for watching, cheers. Just a quick update, fellas. We're talking about that Euro New Zealand dollar with our entry here, and then basically trend resumption. So that's kind of working out pretty well at the moment. We've seen this downtrend resume now, currently giving us at the moment a working profit of $13.72. So if you wanted to lock that profit in, you'd go to your Aussie dollar US dollar chart. You can see here, zooming in a bit more, you can see here our exit is going to be down when the spread touches this lower channel, so we've got a bit more to run here. If you wanted to, actually we are looking in profit at the moment. We're locked in at $5.12 at the moment. So yeah, we'll just let that roll, and hopefully that will just kind of keep coming down and testing these lower levels we saw earlier today this morning. So let's just kind of watch that roll through and see what happens. So there you go, quick update for you.